Dharma Master Cheng Yen attended the annual year-end blessing ceremony at the Tzu Chi Humanitarian Center. In Taiwan, recycling volunteer Ling P1 uses his wisdom and creativity to make recycling works easier for everyone. Selamat datang ke Daya Headline, saya Simon Gan. Terima kasih menyertai sesi berita kita. In Guangzhou, Dharma Master Cheng Yen attended the annual year-end blessing ceremony at the Tzu Chi Humanitarian Center. Besides a sutra adaptation performances, staffs also shared heartwarming stories. Let's take a look.
恭迎上人。
The annual year-end blessing ceremony was held at the Tzu Chi Humanitarian Center. Over 600 employees put their jobs aside to participate in this auspicious event.
今日有小可凉令哦，上人你有读一领衫无？
上人照一个看哦，要注意。
The master carried out visitations to 33 recycling stations around Taiwan through cloud technology. All of this was made possible because of a group of employees and the volunteers who worked together and had the creative idea to complete the task.
We used cardboard to make a shade to prevent the glare from the sunlight. Therefore, all the volunteers were able to see the master clearly.
The one whose wedding is our cameraman. Actually, he was a volunteer that day, so he came and assisted in ensuring the wires were not tangled. We can actually feel the energy and determination of volunteers. They really want to complete this task.
This energy and determination was also brought by drivers into the working environment to get first-hand information. Along the path of spiritual cultivation, they have a strong faith in protecting the environment, doing recycling diligently.
I've been working at Dai TV for 15 years now. I also know that all the money collected from selling these recyclables are used to support our TV station. Therefore, we will work even harder to carry out recycling work.
Everyone should give their best in completing their work. With that being said, we can ensure that Dai TV will fulfill its maximum potential in spreading love and kindness around the world.
不只是有技术性的职业，最重要的是爱无量的真诚大爱的投入。那天下人可以看到人间之善、人间之美、人间的大爱的力量，从这里发挥出去。
Under the guidance of management, everyone performed the sutra adaptation. It is hoped that everyone can have a sincere and pious heart, spreading kindness around the world, purifying society. Also in Guangzhou, at the year-end blessing ceremony, over 260 employees participated in the sutra adaptation performance, reliving the history of Dai TV. Let's take a look at the highlights of the event.
有一法门无量义，即令菩萨成菩提。
In 1995, the audiovisual group was established. As the people in the slides continue to age, they have been serving for the Tzu Chi Humanitarian Center all this time. On January 1st, 1998, Dai TV was officially established. In the coming year, the 9/21 earthquake occurred. Reporters headed into the disaster area, recording the image of volunteers providing love and care for the affected people.
令诸众生受快乐，三世诸佛所共护。
On January 2012, Dai HD second channel was officially launched. During the performances, many historical moments were reflected, such as the transformation of some classical programs and also the performance of the Goddess of Mercy with 1,000 hands. The 9-minute performance has shown the history of the Tzu Chi humanitarian mission, cherishing the past and looking forward for a better future.
这样的用心用力，而且诚恳，相信大爱普及世界啦。 今时此刻，已经呢，天下人人见证到了，我很放心。放心，就是清净无染，只要有大爱呢，这一份虔诚的心，净化人心，绝对，我们 一定做得到。
There were many honored guests attending the year-end blessing ceremony. Among them were the designer and the supervisor for the building's construction, Eric Yao, and Chinese Television Systems General Manager Zhuang Fengjia. Here's more.
The performance on stage is solemn while the audience pays close attention. This is the end-of-year blessing event at the Tzu Chi Humanitarian Center. Tzu Chi volunteer Yao Renlu came back to this building that he designed.
This building took baby steps in design when it was in construction. So just now a Tzu Chi sister told me that I should know this building well. I can actually close my eyes and walk around.
In the midst of the heartwarming atmosphere, the red envelopes of blessing and wisdoms were distributed. The general manager of the Chinese television system was also there.
The entire atmosphere at the event and the sincerity from our Tzu Chi brothers and sisters have made me feel more calm and at peace.
The blessings that followed the speech made attendees calm, since the pandemic heavily impacted this year. Shixing University's vice principal made remarks in society and himself.
We have already made through the hardest times. I look forward to our country, society, and people returning back to a calm state of mind, and with that mindset returning to the workforce, life, and family.
At the end of the year, volunteers from everywhere gathered here and prayed, hoping that there would be no more disaster in the world.
In Xingdian Jingsi Hall, another year-end blessing ceremony has been held. Among the members of the education team, 5 of them are Tzu Chis and teachers. They are now being certified as Tzu Chi volunteers.
From being students to becoming teachers, they've been volunteering with Tzu Chi. Now they're ready to shoulder more responsibilities.
In the future, I will continue to care about students with a teacher's faith and Bodhisattva's love.
I hope in the future I can influence every child and their families with Tzu Chi's spirit and principles.
I will continue to guide every student in my class with love.
I will continue to give of myself for education and for Tzu Chi.
These teachers who are certified Tzu Chi commissioners make grand vows.
We have formed a social media group called I'm a Teacher and I'm Tzu Chi. We hope to continue this good affinity and exchange our experiences.
At the year-end blessing ceremony held at Xingdian Jingsi Hall, besides the education team, there are also police, firefighters, and monastic who have come to receive Dharma Master Cheng Yen's blessings.
Weighing 280 kilograms, 41-year-old Wu Shengfu felt hopeless about life with no clothes to wear and suffers from skin diseases. She volunteers along with the medical team of Taipei Tzu Chi Hospital have stepped in to care and help him regain his health.
Normal people can go to and from work on their own and even care for their family and be filial to their parents. I want to be reborn again. I want to be a normal person. When I was a child, I was 90 kilograms. Grandpa kept buying whatever I wanted to eat, always spoiling me. Then I have no restriction on diet. Afterwards, I developed that habit, and I can't give up or quit. After that, I became super fat. It is too late to lose weight, because as long as I have nothing to eat, it became that I cannot concentrate.
This is made of cotton yarn. Only cotton yarn can be used for underwear. Yes, even his underwear needs to be made, otherwise he has no place to buy underwear.
When we went before, he used to be covered in sheets and was surrounded by sheets, so it was inconvenient for him to get up. I have already made 2 for him before, so he was happy to get dressed.
这也当做一领啊，做一领哈，身长啊，这个袖子，哎呀，手上做2领，哦，太大件。
It's too big of a piece. Help me pull it. The first time we have to make it so big.
这差不多3个人穿的。我即摆就是爱搁加这暗夜康线暗夜康。
师傅，那天的那2套衣服可以穿了哈？
对，
感觉怎么样？
很舒服。
所以我们在2套嫌太少，所以我们现在你看，
哇，
做这件裤子，
哇，
还有这件的那个衣服，白色的，因为白色的布，这看起来比较凉快哈。
哇，这件好漂亮哦。
还有粉红色的更漂亮。哇，这一件更漂亮。
When I came into contact with them at that time, I didn't dare to ask for anything from the sisters, but the sisters were very moved. I was very touched when they made clothes and pants for me. They also talked to me. I was so moved that I called my mother, that I was so touched when the sisters made clothes and pants for me.
我这个真的苦恼很久，后面被这边
好，对，你看整片，对，这整片。听说您皮肤这样大概多久了？干癣这样部分大概？
干癣大概有2年多，刚开始是从这边，
对，
就开始蔓延，那时候没有注意它，想说自己擦药，可是没想到人倒下之后，就没有刻意去处理它，结果
就变全身的，
就一直全身。
你不能抓，你一定要告诉自己，因为你抓了会恶性循环。
是真的很痒。
对，我是说，干癣它其实是个慢性的皮肤发炎的一个疾病，这会很痒，所以千万记得可以冰敷，就是说如果你痒的时候不要抓，冰敷。
这边就是这样变黑了。
对，都已经开始脱皮。哎，你这个赶快多擦乳液，有帮忙。乳液先抹，再抹药膏，它不是传染。
My father is at odds with me because of this. He won't let me sit on the sofa at home. As soon as he sees me do this, he tells me to get out.
Yes, you can tell your dad that this is not contagious.
Yes, I rub it like this. Originally it's dull, but the more you apply, the closer it gets to normal. My belly has improved the most. It has completely recovered to the original condition, and the stretch marks show that I have lost weight. These are the stretch marks when they lose weight. This is because I started eating vegetarian food recently. I started to have stretch marks on my belly, which have recovered.
183。
Now I think about going out and exercising. In my heart, I don't want to let down this group of bodhisattvas.
Lin Pi Wang, who is a recycling volunteer at the Guangfu Recycling Station in Taoyuan, is very creative when it comes to doing recycling work. He has invented equipment using recyclable materials to make the work easier for other recycling volunteers.
At noon, Tzu Chi volunteer Lin Pi Wan goes to the market. However, he's not looking for delicate fruits and vegetables.
I admire these volunteers. He will go at 11 o'clock and another at 9 o'clock. I think I will not sleep tomorrow and head out to collect recyclables during midnight.
Lin Pi Wan is in charge of many things in various fields.
He patrols everywhere and sometimes helps with things like recycling. He's always busy. He's like a national treasure.
Once he went for an operation, I didn't know what operation was, but he quickly came back to transport the recyclables. I felt sad to see him like this. He is very good to us.
He looks after the recycling station, making sure that everything is perfect. He even designed his very own secret weapon.
The long one is the grounding wire, and the one next to it is the plug. The grinder cuts the top. How did I design this? With a pen drawing.
It's difficult to handle at first, but then it's quite easy to use. The clip will come out easily.
In the past, discarded electrical plugs were difficult to disassemble. They were sold at a low price of just a few cents per kilogram, meaning they had to be simply discarded. Special research and development has led to this innovation, which he produced personally and distributed to other recycling stations.
It does not take up a lot of space, saves money, requires no maintenance, and does not use electricity. It can be used to hammer things. I said this is very simple as it only applies the principles of leverage.
The secret weapon is just his innovation. He is like his creation, solid and determined. Whenever there's needs, he will always be there, never giving up.
As Typhoon Goni devastated Albay province in the Philippines, life has been hard for the locals. Volunteers went and assessed the damages. They also carried out work for relief to mobilize local residents to clean up their homes.
Thick volcano ash mixed with stones of different size covered this village in Gunung
Malilit lang pong bato yan mga nandiyan makikita mo sa dinaanan nyo.
We didn't have these big rocks here before. We didn't know where these rocks came from. Maybe it was brought down from the typhoon's mudslide.
More than 300 families in the village were all buried in the volcano ash and mudslide. Some are fortunate to have the roof of the house uncovered, but in fact, most of them are just like this affected resident.
他现在站的地方是他以前的房子。
The place where he is standing is his previous house. The volcanic ash and mud flow down from the mountain, engulfing his whole house. He is now homeless.
淹盖了，他现在无家可归。
According to official statistics, 22 people were killed in Gunung Badan. Tzu Chi volunteers were assessing the disaster damage while planning follow-up assistance.
这个地方真的
It's really impossible to live in this place anymore. The local government also said that people can't stay in this place at all. They also said they are willing to provide the affected residents with a piece of land, and we also hope to provide them with some assistance so they can rebuild their home.
让他们可以重建生活的场所。我在美国住过8年，我觉得他也是。
I've lived in Bicol region for 8 years, and he's like my family too. I feel pity for him. Because of the impermanence of life, his family was broken up. So we, Tzu Chi volunteers, will definitely try our best to help them.
On the same day, another group of volunteers continued to host a work for relief program to clean up in Taipei. After the work for relief finished, volunteers went to the town of Tiwa to assess the disaster damage. This town is near the coastline and is the second landfall area of Typhoon Goni. After the assessment, the volunteers hope to compile the list of affected residents as soon as possible so as to host relief distribution in the shortest time.
In Tainan's Jiangjun district, young volunteers visited the senior residents door to door to plan the installation of safety or barrier-free equipment so they can be safe while they are at home.
Walking into the longevity village, there are 2 sanitariums. The residents there are simple and the environment is natural, but there are also forgotten corners.
She might go to the toilet at night but fell down.
The Iron Street house is old and dilapidated. When the storm comes, crisis is everywhere, and it is impossible to sleep well.
The bed is lifted because it was all flooded here during Typhoon Morakot, in the August 23rd flooding. So shall we change her bed?
Communicating with body language, the volunteer held the hand of Grandma Tzu Chi, who is 94 years old and with speech and hearing disabilities. Being isolated from the outside world, she needs more intimate understanding.
She needs to hold on both sides like this so she can have more power to stand up. If only installed the handrails here, she has to pull on one side and may hurt her waist.
I came here yesterday and she didn't take the medicine. When I came again this morning, she also didn't take it too. She has a poor memory, so I just remind her and watch her take it.
The elder keeps the other elder company, giving warmth to her. Getting closer to the elder to speak so that she can hear. Only by home visits can volunteers meet the needs of the elders. The 104-year-old elder fell in front of her home. Volunteers took notes and began to plan the installation of safety equipment. This group of young volunteers worked diligently to complete the task for the elders.
It is meaningful to reduce their risk.
I want to understand more about the present society.
I hope to spread this kindness to everywhere.
It's happy to help others.
During home visits, young volunteers can learn to cherish their own blessings when seeing the hardships. With gratitude, respect, and love, they try their best to let the elderly get the best safety care.
The residents of Guangshan Borough mainly work in agriculture, with few job opportunities and serious population migration. Young volunteers care for the seniors in the longevity village, bring warmth and love to them.
In Taiwan, 42-year-old Tzu Chi Yen has signed up as a potential stem cell donor more than 10 years ago. When she learned that she matched with a patient, she immediately agreed to make the donation. She said that she is happy to donate her stem cells, and she prays for the recovery of the recipient.
Being open-minded, 42-year-old Tzu Chi Yen is very happy to learn that she has been selected as a matching stem cell donor for a leukemia patient.
When I was notified, I was very happy and surprised. I never thought that there would be a successful match.
When we called her, she did not turn us down. She said okay right away. She likes to help other people, so she did not think too much before saying yes, no problem.
Tzu Chi Yen works at Hainan's Dacen Junior High School swimming pool. With the appearance of a big boy, Ji is a passionate girl in the eyes of her colleagues.
She quietly does many things to help other people. She is a very passionate person.
We never heard about it from her. She is very brave. She will do what benefits other people.
Ji's father has passed away because of cancer, so she sympathizes with people. She has cooperated with a health check and growth hormone injection before making the donation.
By then, my father has passed away already. We need to carry out our promises to people. This is how my father has taught me. That is the way it is.
Having witnessed her father's death due to cancer, she hopes to extend other people's lives.
After donating her stem cells in 2014, Ji has been thinking about a stem cell recipient. She hopes that the patient can live happily and enjoy good health.
Such volunteers in Kaohsiung have come together to pray and to collect love from society to be sent to the people in the Philippines who were affected by Typhoon Goni. We'll leave you with these images. Thank you and goodbye.